Hi everyone, we're at the old Washington County Jail in Kingston, Rhode Island. I'm Urso. I'm Director of Pettiquomsky Historical Society. I'm here with Barbara Hackey, longtime South Kingstown resident, former president of the South Kingstown Town Council, and one-time resident of the old Washington County Jail when your dad was the deputy sheriff here. So Barbara is going to give us a tour today, and walking through with her will be Keane from our board of directors. So enjoy the tour.
Now this closet.
Oh, okay, right here.
My mother was petrified. Look at the size of it. My mother was petrified of thunderstorms, and she had 2 chairs and a table and a candle in there at all times, ready to run in there if there was thunder. And the minute it started, she'd yank me in there, close the door, light the candle, and we'd stay until the storm was over. My father used to come home, and if he couldn't find us in a storm, he'd say, "Emma, you're going to set the house on fire with the candle. You won't have to worry about the lightning." And this was just a hall as it is now. And this was our living room. None of these bookcases were here. And the granite was just whitewashed in here. And Christmas tree always went over in that window. And none of this, absolutely none of this. Chairs and couch and stuff like that were in here. But cold, it was terrible. That's why we were in the little room, because it was so cold here. The heat never reached here.
And the Christmas tree lasted till when? Springtime?
You could keep it till the next year if you wanted to, because it never dropped. It was too cold.
Is this porch the way you remember the entrance to this house?
I think it was closed in.
With the screens and storm windows?
I don't think any storm windows. I think just the sides were closed in.
The sides?
And I think there were 2 benches on either side.
All right.
Yeah. And it wasn't this color. I think it was green.
To your own home. Come back home, Barbara.
Yes.
So if I were a prisoner, where would I go next?
In 1935, you would go in here.
All right, lead the way.
Yes, the intake room. And at that time, there was no fireplace or any semblance of a fireplace there. All that was here was this big cabinet kind of thing where they kept chains, handcuffs and leg chains and billy clubs and things of that nature. I never saw any guns here. I don't think we had guns. Okay. But and there was a desk there. And this room was not just like this. The petition was there.
This was really 2 rooms then?
It was 2 rooms. And this petition was here, and this was a little sitting room.
And is that where the family...
It was, because, there was no insulation in here then. Everything was just the inside of the granite.
Just the stone?
Yeah, just the stone.
Untreated?
Untreated. And that was where we spent most of the time, because the living room was so cold. In the winter, there would be ice on the walls. So this was where everybody camped. And it was a little kerosene stove that heated the room. And the radio was in there, and some chairs and lamps and whatever.
Nice, small, cozy space.
It was a nice, cozy little place to do.
Would you have entered that room through that door? Or through here, do you remember?
I think through that door.
Okay.
It's
Was this considered a private part of the house here? Or was this part of the
yes.
All right. And
there was, I think, the wall was right across here.
So if you were sitting in the sitting room, where would you go to have your meals?
In the kitchen.
And where would that?
That's across the hall.
Okay.
It's now your gift shop, I see. Oh my goodness. Well, this has changed. This was the kitchen, and I've never figured out yet where the bathroom was, but it was in this area someplace, I don't know where. I have a picture that I'm going to show you later of my mother. It isn't my mother, but it could be my mother with her washing machine and the set tubs and all of that over there.
So the water, the pipes must have been there.
All the plumbing was there.
Yeah.
And there was that door going down the back. And I can't even remember. The table must have been over here somewhere. I don't remember.
Was it cold in here too?
It was cold everywhere.
Yeah?
There was no warmth here.
The kitchen stove. What did you use for a kitchen stove?
A big black stove.
Yeah.
Cast iron.
Uh-huh.
But that's the setup she had in the kitchen. The furnace was coal. My mother and I used to tend that furnace.
Yeah.
We'd have to go down at night if my father was out, which was usually the case. And she'd shovel coal into the furnace, and whatever stoking means, she did. And that's all we had for heat.
And what about the fuel for the stove? Was that...
No, that was... I don't know what it was. Maybe it was a coal stove.
I remember those black lids being lifted up.
Yes, yes. It could have been a coal stove. It could have.
Yeah.
And of course there was no... The ice box was right there where those cabinets are. And, you know, the iceman would come a couple of times a week.
Come up the back stairs and...
Yeah. And when I speak to the school children about this place, you know, we get lost in what generations had and didn't have. You know, I'm talking about ice boxes. Did you have a freezer? No, we didn't. But that was over there, and it was. I've got a picture of one that was very similar of that too. It was oak. Yeah.
Where was the kitchen sink, Barbara?
Over there.
Oh,
That's
so
why I
where
think
the pipes were.
That's why I think the bathroom had to be over there.
But,
Now this closet,
oh, okay, right here.
my mother was petrified. Look at the size of it. My mother was petrified of thunderstorms. And she had 2 chairs and a table and a candle in there at all times, ready to run in there if there was thunder. And the minute it started, she'd yank me in there, close the door, light the candle, and we'd stay until the storm was over. My father used to come home, and if he couldn't find us in a storm, he'd say, "Emma, you're going to set the house on fire with the candle. You won't have to worry about the lightning." And this was just a hall as it is now. And this was our living room. None of these bookcases were here. And the granite was just whitewashed in here. And Christmas tree always went over in that window. And none of this, absolutely none of this. Chairs and couch and stuff like that were in here. But cold, it was terrible. That's why we were in the little room, because it was so cold here. The heat never reached here.
And the Christmas tree lasted till when? Springtime?
You could keep it till the next year if you wanted to, because it never dropped. It was too cold. So did you want to go upstairs next?
Now, you had a view out this window of what is now the church parking lot, but then, was it always a church parking lot?
No, there was a restaurant there.
Oh, really?
And, the steps went right up to the restaurant. I think the bed was over here somewhere, and there was a bureau here, and I think maybe toy box or something in that corner.
Looks to be a closet here, too.
Yes, I had my own closet, yeah. But I used to play on that all the time.
And then this
And this was my mother and father's room.
Okay.
And but this was a pleasant room though.
Get the morning sun.
Yeah.
So Barbara, what ages did you live here?
I came in 1935 when I was 4 and a half, and I left in 1939 when I was 8 and a half, I guess. This is a picture of me that first year that we were here. I don't know who took it.